Okay, let's switch that. All right. Hang on, you guys. My technology is not cooperating today. Okay, there we go. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. Mics are good. Okay, good. All right. So good morning. As I've been thinking about this bar mitzvah that's happening on Saturday, Friday night, Saturday. And, I've been thinking about this week about ritual a little bit and the sort of idea of ritual. And, I've had kind of a mixed relationship with ritual, let's say, over the years where, there's part of me that loves it, that loves the fact that, you can walk into a yoga studio anywhere in the world and sun salutation is going to be sun salutation. You can walk into a synagogue anywhere in the world on a Friday night and the prayers are going to sound the same. I'm assuming like a church on a Sunday morning, same thing, like there's a connection that happens. There's a connection that happens in that. Oh, there's Michael. Hi, Michael. And there's sort of a synchronicity in that helps you to feel hi, to feel like you're a part of something, and that's lovely. Ritual itself. Hi, Deborah. Deborah's coming in. Good morning. How are you? I've got a bunch on Zoom. I know there's no one else in here, guys, but Deborah just came in. But I've got a bunch on Zoom. So I'm talking, I'll keep going. Take your time. You get set up wherever you like. So ritual itself can be, sort of any number of things. It can be that the procedure for a religious ceremony, right? It can be a one-time thing like a bar mitzvah or a communion. It can be a weekly thing like, your church service or your synagogue service or the, observation of, holidays, whatever it is. It can be any sort of customary practice or observance. It can also be, one of the definitions of ritual is this automatic pattern of behavior in reaction to a specific situation. So that can be a ritualistic reaction. So ritual, we come to understand, it's anything from that very rigid, like this is the right way and the wrong way to do this thing, to habitual practice, to reactionary behavior. But really, what ritual does is, it makes us feel connected. It carves out sacred time. It makes time sacred. So whether that, again, is a bar mitzvah or a communion or a church service or a yoga practice, any of that, it makes sacred time, it makes time sacred. Maybe that's a better way to say it. And while I don't always think that rigid dogma serves us in our highest way, I do recognize that the importance or the what's the word I'm looking for? Helpfulness. That's not a good word, but helpfulness of repetition with intention. The way that we sort of do something over and over and over again until it becomes, we call it muscle memory. Muscles don't have memory. Your brain has memory, but it feels like that, right? Our bodies can move without having to think about it as much, right? So that then we can focus on those deeper parts of the practice. So, sometimes the calendar is what sets the ritual. You're 13, you have a bar mitzvah. It's Saturday, you go to synagogue. It's, it's Friday night, you go to trivia night with your girlfriends, whatever it is, right? Sometimes it's the calendar that sets us for us. And sometimes I also really firmly feel like as a yogi, we have this opportunity in any moment to make sacred time. Anything can be made sacred time. It's about the intention, repetition with intention. And that's really what the invitation is as we come to, as we do our yoga practice on the mat. We do this, even though the poses aren't the same every week. Some of them are, some of them aren't. But like the arc of the class, is similar. We come together, we take a breath together, we set our intention, we chant together, we join our voices together, we move together, we breathe together. We lie down, we rest together, we rise up together. And there's this intention that's threaded through that, that helps us, just even on the sort of purely like psychological level, it's like repetition helps to create a neural pathway, a pathway in our brain. So when we're doing repetition with intention, then when we go out into the world, it's like we can fall into that habitual pattern a little bit more easily, find those moments of connection a little bit more easily. So all that to say, we will in our practice this morning, we will we're going to go through, we're going to sort of break down sun salutation, which is that quintessential yoga sequence that we do that is done, it's been done for thousands and thousands of years. It connects us into that yoga lineage. It connects us into our bodies. It's like a full body, workout kind of thing, but we're going to break it down into the poses and then put it back together. That's the idea for today. So let's take a moment though, close our eyes, sit up nice and tall. Take a few breaths. Let yourself really fully arrive into your practice this morning. Your body is here, great. Now make sure your mind, your thoughts are present here. Begin to marry together the breath, the awareness and the breath, your body and your breath. Weaving together all the parts of yourself that get scattered during the day, during our just day-to-day tasks. And to make this sacred time, ritual time for yourself, just begin to let an intention bubble up. What is it that you need from your practice today? What is it that you want to focus on in your practice today? And then bring your hands together at your heart. Just gather that intention into your heart. And then let's begin together, joining our voices together. 3 ohms. If you'd like to join in, take in a deep breath. Oh. Let your head bow to your heart. And as you're ready, release your hands. Your eyes open. Okay, let's do some standing warm-ups, and then we're going to get into some sun salutation stuff. All right, so come on up to stand. Yeah. Take your feet a little wider than your hips. So if you want to turn sideways on your mat, so you can step your feet a little wider apart. And then drop your hands onto your thighs. Good. Do some cat and cow here. So inhale and arch a little bit. Exhale and round a little bit. Just even how, we often start with this movement, right? This cat and cow. Because it's familiar, it's a way of just letting our awareness drop in. You don't have to think about it so much. The body sort of knows what to do. And so that pattern is established. You don't have to think so much about what the body is doing. It'll just do, and we can think maybe about coordinating breath and body, coordinating thoughts and heart, focusing on those deeper parts of the practice. One more breath in and out. Good. All right. Take your hands to the floor. You can go a little wider with your feet. If your hands don't reach the floor, of course, hands on blocks works. And then bend your knees, send your hips back and your chest forward. So like another squat here. Good. And then straighten your legs, widen your heels, fold over. Inhale, lengthen your spine, turn your toes out, look forward, bend your knees. So back to the squat, long spine. Exhale, round your spine, widen your heels, straighten your legs. One more like that. Inhale, bend deeply, maybe even a little bit deeper. Good. Exhale, straighten fully, fold over. Walk your hands back between your feet. Take a little bit of a deeper forward bend if your back is ready to go there. If your hamstrings feel really tight, if your back feels tight, keep your knees a little soft here, and that'll make things a little gentler for you. All right, come back to a long spine. Bend your knees, walk your hands up your legs, come on all the way up. Turn your toes out again. Inhale your arms out to the side and then up towards the sky. Good. Get taller, get bigger. Then as you exhale, bend your arms to cactus arms, bend your knees back into that squat. Good. Inhale, arms up and out to the sides like you're a star reaching out in all directions. Then exhale, elbows bend, sit your hips down a little lower. Inhale, arms out, stretch the legs and the arms. Exhale, bend the elbows, hold here, and then twist. Turn to your right and come to center. And turn to your left and come to center. And again, right and center, left and center. One more time, right and center and left and center. Good. Stretch your arms, release your arms down, stretch your legs straight. Turn your feet back to parallel. Actually, I lied. Keep them turned out a little bit for this next one. Okay, here's the next move. It's sort of like a windmill move. We're going to take the left hand. We're going to bend the right knee, left hand towards the right foot, right arm towards the sky. And then inhale, stand up, arms wide, legs straight. Good. Exhale, bend your left knee, right hand over by the left foot, left arm up. Inhale, stand back up. Hands can land onto blocks here, of course. Go back to the right. Left hand towards the right foot. Right knee bending, right arm up. Inhale, come up. Exhale, second side, right hand to left foot. Twist and look up. Good. Inhale to center. Exhale, bend your knees. Back to the squat. This time side to side. Right elbow to right thigh. Inhale up. Left elbow, left thigh. Inhale up. Right elbow to the right thigh. Back up. Over to the left. One more each side. Tap and center. Tap and center. Good. Straighten your legs. Release your arms. Now widen your heels. Fold forward again. Walk your hands out in front of you. Feel a little bit like you're doing downward facing dog in your upper body, but your lower body is in this wide forward bend. That's it. Okay, now reach your right arm under your left arm and catch your left leg, any spot that you can reach, and then twist to the left. That's it. Look under your armpit or over your shoulder, whichever is your body is going to be pretty clear about which way it wants to go. And then try to keep your right hip pulling towards the right, even as your body twists to the left. Inhale to center. Over to the other side. Thread your left arm under. Catch your right leg. Twist to the right, looking to the right. Left hip pulling to the left, so you get a little bit of a deeper twist, a little more rotation around your spine. And exhale, release back into that extended position. Hold here, hips pulling back, arms reaching forward, spine long and lengthening. And just let every breath be this ritual moment, this moment of making the moment sacred, this moment of connecting to your intention so that the moment has meaning. All right, walk your hands in underneath your shoulders. If you want to come up with straight legs, that's fine. If you need to bend your knees and walk your hands up, that's fine too. However, you can come up, good, and then step your feet together and do a little crossover march. So cross over to one side and over to the other. That's it. So you're coming across the body. Yep. You can go elbow to knee if that works for you. Just one more, just because we had the legs wide for a while. Just balance that action a little bit. Okay. And then land to center, facing forward. And let's start talking through some of the sun salute. So again, this is the sequence of poses that we flow through. It's a traditional sequence. We're going to take them one by one and then we'll put them all back together. So the first pose is mountain pose, Tadasana. So Tadasana is not just, standing around, right? It's a pose. And it's an opportunity to really line ourselves up, to come back to center, to come back to neutral. So start with your feet, have your feet parallel, and just spread out your toes a little bit more. So you feel like you're making more contact with the earth. And then ground down evenly through the base of all your toes and through your inner and outer heel. Notice your weight might want to drop one way or the other. So just ground evenly. And then from the soles of your feet, just have this sense of drawing energy upwards and toning the muscles of your legs, not in a way that feels very rigid or that you're locking out your knees, but so that you feel supported and that your legs are actually like participating in the pose. And then look down for a moment and notice how often we stand with our thighs sort of popped forward over our toes. So we want the thigh bones to be stacked over the lower leg bones, over the ankle. So for most of us, it means drawing the thigh bones, the tops of your thighs back in space a little bit. So create that action of pulling the thigh bones back, which is going to create more of a curve in your spine. Then lengthen that curve by gently drawing the tailbone down, drawing your pelvic floor up, drawing your low belly up. Feel like you're like trying to lift your pubic bone up in the front. All right, good. Then feel how the spine can lengthen up out of the pelvis a little bit more. Notice which direction your shoulders want to roll and just find that neutral place. They don't have to be way back, but we don't want them rounded forward, right? So broad across the shoulders, lengthen the front and the back of your neck, and then just be here. Hold the pose steady. Hold your intention in the pose so that the pose becomes an expression of the intention. Feel your breath. On your next inhale, let your arms circle to the sky. This is the next pose, Urdhva Hastasana. So as the arms go up, what tends to want to happen is the belly wants to pop forward, the back wants to arch. So see if you can stay steady there. So pull your ribs back, pull your navel back, and then stretch up through your arms as tall as you can. You can gaze up towards your fingers if your neck feels comfortable doing that. Okay, let's talk about folding forward. Arms straight out to the sides, and then it's a hinge action from the hips. So we hinge from the hips, the spine stays as long as you can, for as long as you can. Yes, good, you guys. Then hands to the floor or to blocks. If you can't reach the floor, your hands can go onto blocks here. Okay, now in your forward bend, notice if the weight rocked back into your heels or forward into your toes. Notice if your thigh bones are pressing back behind your heels or your weight is coming over into your hands. And once again, just like we did in Tadasana, stack the bones of your legs, thigh bones right over ankles. And have your fingertips pressing into something, whether that's the floor or blocks or a chair or anything that you're using. Just have some muscular integrity in the arms. So you're actually pushing into the floor. And then let your head and your neck and your face soften a little more. Maybe shake your head even a little no and a little yes. Let your neck really release. Let your shoulders soften a little bit. And take one more breath here. All right, from here, we're going to walk back into tabletop. So take your time, find your way to hands and knees. Okay, on your hands and knees, spread out your fingers, take your knees right under your hips. And then let's talk about where we place the hands. So outer shoulder to center of wrist. That's the best placement. So not outer shoulder to outer wrist, that narrows the chest and the shoulders a little bit. So we want them outer shoulder lined up with the center of your wrist, fingers spreading out wide. And look at the crease in your wrist and make it parallel with the top edge of your mat. Grip your fingers down. Okay, now with your arms straight, do a couple of these little shoulder blade push-ups we like to do. So let the shoulder blade slide onto your back and then press the floor away. Let your upper back round a little bit. And then shoulder blade slide onto the back and then press the floor away. That's it. And do a couple more like that. I'm just turning the music down a little bit. It's kind of annoying. That's it. Okay, and then how we hold the shoulders, we're going to come into plank. So this is important to think about here. We pull the shoulder blades onto the back, but we push the floor away at the same time, right? Can you do both of those things at the same time? So we're not here just sort of collapsing in the upper back. We're not here rounding in the upper back. We want that balance right in between the two. Okay, then stretch your right leg back. Tuck your toes under. Good. Without locking out your knee, make your leg really strong. Have your heel over your toes and just make that leg super strong. And notice when you do that, the weight comes out of the hands a little bit, right? All right, do the other leg, left leg back. Make that leg super strong. That's it. Heel over toes. Keep the actions in the shoulder blades pulling towards the spine, but pressing into the floor. Okay, go back to the first side, right leg back. Okay, now I want you to just squeeze your legs towards each other and hover your left knee up a little bit. Pull your navel up towards your spine. Good, drop that knee back down, right knee down, left leg back, left leg strong. That's it. And then hover that knee up. Notice the hips want to lift. Don't lift your hips. Pull your knee up a little bit. Pull your belly up. Okay, good. Drop that knee. Good. Come back into child's pose for a moment. We're going to come back to that in a sec, but let's let the shoulders relax. Take any position with your arms that lets your shoulders really release and relax. So if you want the arms extended, fine. If you want your arms back by your sides, fine. You know, here's the thing. It's like yoga is a little bit like jazz. You know, it's like you have to learn the scales before you can improvise. So we learn these classical versions of the pose, but it's not that, you know, the way that yoga serves us is not to force our body into some classical shape, you know, that's not the point. The point is, can we use these shapes to help our body strengthen and open and stretch, right? But it doesn't mean that we are necessarily everybody's gonna have that same shape of the pose. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. All right, let's take one more stretch here. Take your arms out in front of you. And then walk your arms over to the right. Just take the side body stretch. Arms and torso to the right. Left hip stays back. If you want more stretch under your left shoulder, just stack your hands, left hand on top of right. Walk through center over to the left. Maybe right hand on top of left hand. Good. Come back to center. Come back to tabletop. Okay, now we're going to take both legs up into plank. So set your upper body first, hands first. So fingers spreading, fingers gripping down, wrist creases parallel. Get the shoulder blades onto the back, push into the floor. Then right leg back, left leg back. If that's too much, just go to a longer tabletop because it's going to give you some of that same feeling. That's it. Squeeze your legs together. Gaze forward slightly, maybe right where your mat meets the floor. Sweep your belly up. Tone your glutes like crazy. Squeeze your butt gently. Take one more breath. This is plank. Okay, good. Drop your knees back down. Very good. Okay, grab a block. The next pose in the sequence is chaturanga. So this is a hard one. It's a low push-up. There's a specific way that we do it. We're going to do it with a block so we can work on it a little bit. Okay, so you're going to put the block here. You're going to put your right above your pubic bone onto the block. So line yourself up there. I think that middle height is usually a good height for this. Yeah, right above your pubic bone. Yeah, and you can start on your elbows. Yep, take a minute, line yourself up. Okay, now move your tailbone, your pubic bone towards the block, tone your belly. Okay, so your torso with your elbows in this position, on your elbows, your shoulders and your hips are in line with each other. Do you see that? So we're going to try to keep that, but take our hands to the floor. So your hands have to slide way back. Yep. And the arms come to a right angle. Yep. Elbows squeeze in. Sweep your belly up towards your spine. Okay. Now do some little baby push-ups here. So straighten your arms a little, pull your shoulders back. Exhale, bend your elbows. Don't let your shoulders dip below your elbows. Press back up. That's it. And then keep your head up, looking forward. Bend your elbows. Take a couple more. Press up. Exhale, dip down. One more. Press up. Little baby push up. I go wider with your hands, Deborah. Go wider. That's it. Yeah, that's going to be better. Okay, sit back into child's pose for a moment. You can rest your head on the block if you want, or you can just rest your head on the floor. Take a moment. Squeeze out your wrists if you need to. Do some wrist stretches. Chaturanga can be tough on the wrists, so squeeze out the wrists a few times. Yep. Okay. Now we're gonna come to a deeper version of the pose. So come land your pelvis back onto your block. Come back to that right angle position in your upper body. So shoulders in line with elbows. Okay, now tuck your toes, squeeze your knees off the floor. Squeeze your legs towards each other. So notice how your body wants to be up higher, right? And if you have to be up here, it's fine. But try to work towards that right angle. So shoulders in line, squeeze your elbows in, make your legs strong, make your legs work harder here so it's not just in your upper body. Okay, drop your knees back down, sit back into child's pose, set your block over to the side now. Let your head and your neck soften. So that's chaturanga. We're going to try it now without the block there. So come back up to your tabletop. We're going to do it with our knees down. But if you can, move your knees back. See how my knees are on more of a diagonal? Yeah, like behind my hips. Okay, so here's the key action with chaturanga. It's that you lean forward a little bit. So just some baby push-ups here. Bend your elbows, lean forward a little bit. So you're moving towards that right angle in your arms. Yeah, that's great, you guys. Lean forward. Try for 5 little push-ups. Elbows bent. And come on up. All right, good. All right, rest for a minute. Just drop down onto your elbows. Squeeze out your wrists. Watch me for a second. So, all right. I'm seeing a little bit of this when my kids used to do this. I used to call these tush-ups. This is how my kids used to do push-ups, right? The hips go down and up, right? So it's like this happens. That's much easier. I know. We want to try to keep that part of the body stable and just be moving in the upper body. If you have another couple in you, you want to try another couple, really keeping the pelvis, the belly steady, and just bending into the upper body. Try a couple more. If it's too much, rest in child's pose. Yeah, that's good, Deborah. Great. That's good. Yep. All right. Rest for a moment, and we're going to put it all together. Okay. Deep breath in, long breath out. So we're doing the sequence. It's not often a sequence we do in this class, but breaking it down like this, this is sun salutation. It's like one of the quintessential sequences in the yoga practice. And it connects us into that lineage of yoga. People have been doing this practice, for many, many thousands of years. Okay, now the next pose in the sequence is back bend, actually. So come to your belly. So cobra pose is the one that's in the sequence. Start with your forehead or your chin on the floor. Squeeze your legs in towards each other. That's it. Tone your glutes. Tone your belly gently. Pelvic floor gently. Then lift your upper body. Do a baby cobra. Lift your shoulders. Lift your hands. Yeah, neck nice and long. So we do it this way without the hands so that you feel what the back muscles have to do to lift your body. Because once we use the arms just want to take over. So I want your back muscles to be working. All right, rest for a second. And then lift up again, just using the back muscles. Now add in the arms. So in cobra pose, the pelvis stays on the floor. So the minute you feel your pelvis start to lift, that's where you're going to stay. Pelvis stays down. If you can straighten your arms more with your pelvis down, do it. If you can straighten your arms more and your shoulders stay back, you can do it. But the goal is that the shoulders move back, the pelvis is down, the legs are long. And then curl your head back gently. Nice, you guys. Beautiful. Okay, release. That's cobra pose. From cobra pose, we go to dog pose. So downward facing dog. So press up and then lift your knees and your hips and come on up into dog. All right, take a moment, just pedal out your feet for a moment. We haven't been here yet, so stretch out the calves a little bit, hamstrings a little bit. All right, downward facing dog. So now come to steadiness in your legs. Make your arms really strong. Spread your fingers. And that same action of pulling the shoulder blades onto the back and pushing the floor away, you want to do that here. Let your chest move more towards your thighs. Good. Now play around with your feet for a moment. So step in a little bit, make it a shorter dog. Heels come to the floor or closer to the floor. And just feel what that feels like. So that's a shorter dog. That's more stretch for the legs, for the feet. That might be nice for you. Step back now, be on your toes. Heels may or may not reach the floor, but feel how you have a little bit more length. You can have a little bit more length in your spine. Do you guys feel that with that longer dog? So it's not one is better than the other. There's different versions of the pose. Which one aligns with your intention? Do that one. And then be there and take a few breaths, just holding the pose and letting the pose again become the embodiment of the intention that you set. All right, drop back down to tabletop. Let's drop back down to child's pose one more time. Squeeze out the wrists if you need to.
You can squeeze with the hand, or you can just make fists. Take a little stretch. Let's do one wrist stretch before we come up and put this whole thing together. Okay, so we're going to do this one first. Turn around. Left hand turns around to face your knees. And you can rock forward and back if that feels good. If that's too much, then skip that part. Okay, good. And then switch hands. Turn your right hand around. Rock a little forward and back. Yep. Yes. Okay, good. And then turn that around. And then flip your hand over, palm up, left hand. Same thing, maybe a little rocking. Spread your fingers, click your fingernails down. Good. And then switch sides, flip the left hand or right hand. Yep. So palm up, finger. Yeah, like that. And I maybe again a little rocking front to back. Yep. Okay. All right. Come back to downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, knees and hips up. All right. So then how do we get from dog pose to forward bend? Two ways. You can either walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet. So whichever way is easier. Classically, we walk feet to hands, but if walking hands to feet is better for you, do that. Land with your feet hip distance apart. Forward bend. Legs strong. Remember, we were here before. The weight is balanced on your toes. The bones of your legs are stacked. Your hands are pressing into something. Good. Then to come back up, lengthen your spine first. So come to that long spine. So your legs are bearing the weight. So chest forward, long spine. Good. Now as you come up, you should feel that in your legs and not in your back. And then inhale, reach up, stretch up. And exhale, back to Tadasana. Okay, so we're going to put that whole thing together. We're going to do it slowly, but we're going to put we did all the poses. We're going to put them all together now. So starting in Tadasana. Come to the pose, come to your breath, come back to your intention. And as you line up the pose, line up your intention with what you're doing in your body, with your mind, with everything that's coming up in the practice for you. Then on your next inhale, wait for the breath. Let your arms sweep up towards the sky, gaze up. And as you exhale from your hips, hinge, arms to the sides, long spine for as long as you can. And then hands to the floor or to blocks. Keeping your legs as straight as you can, let your spine spill over. Then take your fingertips onto your shins, come up halfway, lengthen your spine, look forward. Take all the roundedness out of your back, so a nice long spine. Good, then exhale and fold again, hands to the floor. Bend your knees. Walk yourself back to plank. Now, you can be in a high plank here with your knees off the floor. You can be in a low plank with your knees on the floor. I'm going to do the low plank. I'm dealing with a shoulder thing, and this is just better for me. Okay, now we go to Chaturanga. So elbows squeeze in, lower down, lower down, lower down. Push off your toes, extend your legs behind you, and then curl up into your cobra. Pelvis stays low, legs are working, shoulders back. Good. Exhale and release back down. And then press up. You can either come straight up into dog or you can come to table first. You can go through plank, any version of that. Find your way. We meet together in dog. It doesn't matter how we get there, really, just that we all arrive there. And then choose your dog. That shorter dog, the longer dog. See what serves you in your practice this morning. And then whatever it is, just be there. Hold steady with the breath. And as the body finds the shape of the pose, then you can focus a little bit more clearly on those deeper parts of the practice. Is my mind here? Am I focused here? Am I embodying my intention here? One more breath in your dog. Good. Then we're going to step back into forward bend. So if it's comfortable to step forward, or else walk your hands back to your feet, land in your forward bend, folding over. As you inhale again, lengthen your spine, just come up halfway. As you exhale, fold. And then one more time, lengthen your spine, push through your feet, rise all the way up.
Reach up, stretch up. Exhale, back to Tadasana. Okay, we're gonna do one more round together, a little faster, okay? Any questions? You can unmute if you have questions. I think you guys all, you seem like you're all staying with me. Okay, Tadasana, breath, go a little faster. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, fold. Inhale, come halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, plank pose, high plank or low plank. Take a breath in here. Exhale, chaturanga, lower down. Inhale to your back bend, cobra. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Nice, you guys. 3 breaths in dog pose. Holding the pose, steady in the pose. And then let's step forward together. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, come halfway. Exhale and fold. And then inhale, come up with a long spine. Reach up, gaze up. Exhale, Tadasana. Okay, we're gonna do one more round. You're gonna do it on your own, all right? I'm gonna do it with you. So if you're like feeling a little lost, like don't worry too much about what comes next, where we're going, what we're doing. Just try to like move with your breath. Move with your breath. I think we know enough about, we've gone through enough of it. So, and if you need to modify, you know, that's again, it's like jazz, you know, it's like learn the scales, learn what the classical variation is, and then you make it work for your body. Okay, Tadasana. I'm not going to talk you through. I will do it with you though. Deep breath in, sweep your arms up. And then keep going on your own. And get your own ritual, your own practice, your own moment, sacred moment with yourself. Three breaths in dog when you get to dog. And then on an inhale, you step back up. Take your time, find your way. We'll be together in Tadasana again. Close your eyes. Again, just be here. Be with your intention, be with yourself, be with your breath. Nothing else to do. Okay, let's do a few standing poses. How was that? But I think maybe review for some of you, maybe something new for others of you. Let's do a few standing poses. All right, step wide. Pivot on your right foot, right off for warrior 2 pose. Bend your right knee. Yep, take your arms out to the sides. So, you know, the arc of each pose, you know, each pose becomes a little ritual in and of itself. We find the shape of the pose. We work the actions inside the pose to refine, to line ourselves up in the best way possible. We move to the deepest possible expression of that pose in this moment. We pour our intention into it. And then we move to the next one. Let's take it to the reverse. Drop your back hand to your back leg, left hand to left leg, right arm up. Lean yourself back towards your left leg. Keep bending into the right knee for the moment. That's it. Then straighten your right leg. Firm the muscles around the kneecap. Extend your arms out to the sides and hinge over. Triangle pose. Hand down to the ankle, to the shin, to the floor, to a block, to whatever works. Good. Again, settle. Find the pose. Let your body settle into the pose. Let that muscle memory take over. And then refine. 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 Is this the deepest version of this pose I want to be doing right now? How can I line this pose up with my intention more powerfully? Take one more breath to do that. Good. Push down into your feet. Come on up and release your arms. Good. Turn that foot in, left foot out. Make sure the right toes aren't turning out at all. Make sure that the back foot is turning in a smidge so that the hip can open up. Okay. Bend your left knee, warrior two. Build your pose. Line everything up with the intention of lining up with a sacred moment, creating a sacred moment for yourself. You know, we line up the body so the energy moves well, and then we line up our mind with our heart. We line up all these deeper, subtler parts of ourselves. Then we come back to the intention, and the intention becomes the pose itself. Drop your backhand, lean back, reverse warrior. Keep bending into the left knee even as you're reaching back. 2 more deep breaths. Good. Then straighten your left leg. Tone the muscles around the knee. Inhale, come on up and hinge over. Hand to ankle, shin, floor, whatever is available. Chair, block, whatever you're using. Good. Settle into the pose. Let your body settle. Let your mind settle into the pose. Let your heart settle into the pose. Let your spirit expand into the pose. One more deep breath. Good. Push to your feet. Come on all the way up. Release your hands. Turn your feet forward. Step your feet together. You could do a little bit more of that marching if you need to. Yep, good. Okay, we're gonna just do one quick stretch at the wall using a wall for balance. You don't have to bring your mat with you unless you feel like you need it. We're just gonna do this one, ankle over knee. So if you want to not bother with the mat, you don't have to. Yep, but hands on the wall so we can focus on the hip stretch. So bend your knees. Yep, make a little shelf with your left leg. Doesn't matter, we'll do both. Cross your right ankle on top. Flex your right foot. That's it. And then push into the wall. Extend your hips back behind you. Push your right knee down towards the floor. If you have a deeper version of this pose that you like and you feel balanced, go for it. Or else just stay right where you are. Take another couple of breaths, letting that right hip just ease open a little bit. Okay, good. Then come on up, right foot to the floor. Bend your right knee, cross your left ankle over. Yep. Push your left knee down towards the floor. Poke your hips back behind you. Again, if there was some deeper version that you enjoy, go for it. Keep your hips pulling back as if I was behind you, pulling your hips back as you were pushing into the wall. One more deep breath. All right, good. Walk your hands up and uncross your legs. All right, come back to your mat now for tree pose. If you want to step off your mat onto the wood floor, if you need to stay by a wall for balance, of course, do that. All of those things can help with making the balance a little bit easier. Squishier mats are good for a lot of things, but they're not good for balancing poses, right? Okay, stand on your right leg. Shift your weight to your right foot. Turn your left knee out. Yeah, so keep your toes on the floor for a moment and just focus on pressing the knee out wide and opening up across the front of your pelvis, lengthening up through your spine. Feel what your butt muscles are doing as you do that, right? And then keep those muscles working, but slide your heel up. So you're still pressing the knee out wide. Join your hands to your heart. That's it. Press your heel and your thigh in towards each other. Press your hands together. Stand a little taller. Good. Maybe lift your gaze a little bit so that your head lifts up a little bit. Good thing about balance poses, we're usually not thinking about anything else because we're just worried about falling over, right? So we're here. The thoughts are here. But pour the intention into it, even if it means you fall over, whatever that is. All right, exhale, release your hands, release your foot. Okay, take a little march. Yep, little wiggle. I like it. Heidi's like doing a hula dance. I like it. All right, stand on your left leg. Turn your right knee out, toes on the floor to start. Just focus on that widening action. Yep. Good. Then keep the hips, those glute muscles working in the right hip. Squeeze your outer left hip in, join your palms. Yep. Nice, Michael, Stephanie. That's good. Nice, Deborah. Squeeze your legs in. You got it. It's all right. Yeah. Even if you're falling over, right? Like come back to the intention. Of course, it's nice to balance, right? We want to be able to balance. We want good balance. It's all important. But what's more important is that we are seated in that intention, right? Because the world doesn't care if you can balance on one foot. It really doesn't. The world cares if you're nice. The world cares if you're happy, right? The world cares if you're kind. All right, release your hands, release your foot. But the world doesn't care if you can balance on one foot or another. Sorry to break the news. All right, let's come down to sit. Let's do some seated stuff. Okay, stretch your legs out in front. Extend both legs out. Okay, reach under, take the flesh from under your sitting bones and just feel your sit bones really snuggle into the earth. If your legs feel tight or your low back feels tight, sit up on a blanket. That'll help that whole situation. All right, bend your right knee, step it outside your left, step your right foot outside your left knee. Good, then hug your knee into your chest and bring your belly towards your thigh. That right hip is going to want to lift up. Keep it grounded. Wrap your left arm around your right knee, twist to the right. As you breathe in, get taller through your spine. As you breathe out, turn a little more deeply. That's it. Then you can stay here. If you want to deepen the twist a little bit, take your outer elbow to your outer knee. Breathe in and lengthen. Breathe out and turn. So the less the body has to do, the less we have to think about what the body is doing, the more the mind wants to wander off. So if that's happening, come back to your breath. Let the pose itself be a sacred ritual. On your next inhale, release your twist. Take a little counter twist to the other side. Okay, good. Then face front. Walk your hands back behind you. Bend up your left knee. So we did this standing. Now we're doing the seated version. Flex your right foot. Press your right knee away from your right shoulder, so more towards the front of your mat, and work to try to draw your low back in towards your belly. Arch your back a little. Draw your shoulders back. Should feel like a nice stretch into your hip. Take 2 more breaths. Stay present. Stay aware. All right, good. And then you can just slide that left leg out and uncross. Okay, come upright again. If you need to, again, make that little adjustment so you're sitting well onto your sit bones, do that. And then cross your left ankle, your left foot outside your right knee. Sit up tall. Hug your knee in. Move your belly towards your thigh. Twist, hug your right elbow around your knee, twist to the left. Start here. That's it. Breathe in and lengthen. Breathe out and twist a little deeper. And just like that, a couple more breaths and twists. Make every breath a ritual of just placing your awareness into the present moment. Okay, inhale, counter twist to the other side. Good, face front, walk your hands back a little bit, bend up your right knee, another hip stretch here. Press your left knee away from you. If you're getting a big stretch right there, just stay there. To deepen the stretch, walk your hands in towards your hips and try to arch your back a little bit more so that you're rocking forward to the front edge of your sitting bones, and there's a broadening in your pelvis, deeper stretch for the hip. And the point is not the deeper stretch, right? I mean, we all like the deep stretch. We all want the sensation. We're all here to feel that stretching, right? But if we can marry that to the intention, you know, if we can remember what it is that we're doing here, it becomes a much more powerful practice. All right, slide that leg out and uncross. Okay, we're going to come onto the side and just take a gentle thigh stretch here. So you can be on your elbow or you can be on your side fully. We're going to stretch the right thigh. So you can be up on your elbow or you can rest your head on your arm, either way. And we're going to take the right foot behind for a thigh stretch. The left knee can be a little bent. Squeeze your top knee down towards your bottom knee. Hug your heel towards your butt.
That's it. Tone your belly a little bit. So navel towards your spine. Draw your pubic bone up, tone your pelvic floor, and then maybe take the whole thing back in space, the knee back, not the foot, but the knee. So you're getting a deeper hip flexor stretch. Good. One more breath. Okay, good. Release that foot and then roll to the other side. Rest your head on your right arm. Hold your left foot behind you.
Squeeze your top knee down towards your bottom knee. Yep. And keeping your heel towards your butt. Maybe move the whole knee back a little bit more. Yeah, that's it. Little deeper hip stretch. You shouldn't feel this pulling in your low back. If you feel pulling in your low back, tone your abdominal muscles. Take your tailbone forward slightly as your knee goes back, and that should keep it in the hip flexor and out of the psoas, out of the spine. Okay, right where you are, roll to your back, preparing for bridge pose. Feet on the floor. Have a block nearby. We'll do a supported bridge to finish up. So if you want to grab a block on the way, go for it. All right. Prepare for bridge, feet parallel. Plant your feet, press your shoulders down, press your head down. Take the music down a little bit. Good. And then lift your hips any amount. Yep. Stay really grounded in your feet, in your shoulders, in your head. You can stay with arms by your sides if it's available to lace the fingers and press the pinky fingers down. You can do it that way. Notice if you're collapsing the back of your neck. So a little space between chest and chin. Lift your chin up and then lift your chest towards your chin, not the other way around. Take one more breath to just be the pose, become the pose. Pour the intention into the shape of your body. All right, good. Release your hands. Step your feet wide apart. Windshield wiper your knees side to side a few times. Drop the knees to one side and then to the other. Next time the knees are to the right, just stay there. Both knees dropping towards the floor on the right side. If you want a deeper stretch and it doesn't bother your knee, you can cross your right ankle, that's your bottom one, on top of your left knee. Or just keep your legs as they are. You can stay arms by your sides or you can go arms overhead here. One more deep breath in. Long, slow exhale out. Good. Uncross if you're crossed. Bring your knees up. Drop them to the left. Stay here or left ankle on outer right knee. So other way, actually, Deborah. Hang on. I didn't notice that on the other side. Deborah, turn your left leg around. So you're on your inner knee. No, yeah, both knees this way. That way. Yeah, like that, like that, like that. That's it. That's the one. Is that the first side or the second side? You did that one already? All right, so go the other way then, uncross. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yes. Good. All right, uncross your legs. Find your block, plant your feet. Let's take hips up onto the block for supported shoulder stand variation. So pelvis, the center of your pelvis, your sacrum. It's actually the base of your spine, but it fits right into the center of your pelvis. Make that flat on the block. So you could do a little pelvic tilting and make that part of your, the back of your pelvis flat on the block. And then you could stay there, or you could go legs to the sky, resting your hips on the block, stretching your heels above your hips. Legs do not have to be fully straight here, especially if the hamstrings feel like they're a little short today. Keep the knees a little soft. You still get all the inversion. Keep a gentle pressure of shoulders into the floor, head into the floor. Notice again when the mind might want to be drifting off, moving on to the next thing. Just keep bringing it back. Keep letting every breath be this sacred ritual moment of connecting with yourself, of connecting
with each other, with the community, with all the yogis in the world who do this pose. Feel a moment of connection. That's really what rituals should be for us. A way to draw us together. A way to recognize the ways that we are similar rather than the ways that we are different. Bend your knees, bring your feet back down. Lift your hips and slide your block to the side. Rest for a moment here. Let your back just settle. And then as you feel ready, hug your knees up into your chest. All right, good. Extend your right leg. And as you're extending your leg, roll a little bit to the left and roll your inner right thigh down towards the floor so that the toes are turning in a little bit. And then do the same thing with the left leg. So extend your left leg, roll a little bit to the right. Let your left foot turn in so that you're feeling this broadening in the back of your body. And then do a little rocking side to side, letting your legs rotate internally. So you're feeling that broadening, that spaciousness come into your low back. And then keep that in your pelvis and your legs, but let your pinky toes now drop to the floor. Maybe that feels a little gentler on your back. Arms by your sides. Stretch your fingers out. And then just let your fingers relax. Let your toes relax. Let your arms and your legs relax. Let your belly soften, your back, your neck, your face, your jaw, your eyes, your tongue. Let the whole body let go. Release into the floor. All the way into the earth beneath the floor. Into the core of the earth. And let the breath become this ritual of just placing your awareness in this moment. And in this moment. And in this moment. So every breath becomes a sacred habit, becomes a moment of connection. It's the ritual that guides us back to ourselves.
Gently now, allow for a deeper breath. Allow some gentle movements with your fingers and your toes. Allow the awareness to just rise gently back to the surface. Just begin to make your way to your side. Slowly up to seated. Ritual serves us when it moves us in the direction of our intention. Because here's the thing, the world is not in desperate need of people who can, do the sun salutation perfectly or recite a prayer in perfect language or come into the deepest, most blissful state of meditation. What the world is in need of is kindness, generosity, compassion, and love. And so yoga can be that bridge, that ritual action that we do with intention that helps to guide us to our heart, helps to guide us into connection with each other, helps to guide us into the ways that we are similar rather than the ways that we are different. And that hopefully guides us into connection with something bigger than ourselves, so that then we can go out into the world and do love and do compassion and do generosity. All right, bring your hands to your heart. And let's close together with an Om. If you'd like to join, take a deep breath in. Om. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a great week. What do we have coming up? Let's see. Okay, we have a sound bath with Raji Sunday the 14th. That'll be a nice respite in the middle of your holiday craziness. We have pop-up slow stretch and restorative Monday nights. If you want to come back tonight, do some restorative with Gina. And holiday gifts, give the gift of yoga. Buy classes or stretch sessions or private yoga for your friends, for your loved ones. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Rachel.
Congrats.
Have a nice week, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rachel. Doreen, Stephanie.
Where have you been? I haven't seen you in so long. Where have you been, Michael?
Oh,
Everything okay?
whole bunch of therapies on Monday,
Okay.
but I will be joining again. Well,
All right. Good. Feeling okay?
yes,
Good.
on my way back.
Good. Glad.
Bye, Heidi.
Heidi's back too. Yay.